Afghanistan is not empty desert. It is a raw and ancient world shaped by stone, wind, and survival. Colossal mountains split the horizon beneath brutal skies and endless dust storms. Forgotten empires once crossed these fractured valleys and monolithic passes. Blue lakes shimmer between barren cliffs, scarred by tectonic violence and time. Nomadic shepherds guide flocks across precarious ridges beneath snow-covered peaks. Ancient bazaars still breathe with poetry, copper, saffron, and smoke. From the towering Hindu Kush to the isolated Wakhan corridor, Afghanistan remains one of Earth's most untamed and enduring landscapes. Hidden within Afghanistan's barren highlands, Band-e-Amir appears like a chain of sapphire mirrors suspended between stone and sky. Mineral-rich waters glow with impossible shades of deep blue beneath colossal limestone cliffs shaped by ancient tectonic pressure. Natural travertine dams divide the lakes into isolated basins formed slowly through centuries of calcium deposits and flowing spring water. Harsh mountain winds sweep across the plateau while sparse grasses cling desperately to fractured rock and dry soil. Nomadic shepherds guide flocks along narrow ridges overlooking water, so clear it reflects every scar across the surrounding mountains. Golden eagles circle above the canyon walls, while silence expands across the vast volcanic landscape and endless Afghan horizon. Band-e-Amir feels sacred and untouchable, preserving a rare tranquility within one of the harshest and most ancient terrains on Earth. Beyond the surreal blue waters of Bandi Amir, the landscape opens into Bamyan Valley, where history survives inside shattered stone and silence. Towering sandstone cliffs dominate the valley, their weathered surfaces carved by centuries of wind, erosion, and ancient trade routes. Enormous empty niches remain embedded within the mountainside, where colossal Buddha statues once watched over the Silk Road below. Cave networks stretch through the cliffs like fossilized chambers, preserving traces of pigments, smoke, and forgotten civilizations. Farmers cultivate narrow green fields beside glacial streams flowing through the harsh Afghan highlands and mineral-rich soil. Pack horses cross dusty trails beneath jagged mountains, where caravans once carried silk, spices, and precious stone between empires. Golden light floods the valley each evening, illuminating fractured rock walls and weathered villages built from mud and timber. Bamyan feels wounded, yet enduring, preserving the memory of civilizations shaped by spirituality, survival, trade, and the relentless passage of time. Beyond the silent cliffs of Bamyan Valley, the road descends toward Kabul, a city suspended between mountain, stone, dust, memory, and endurance. Ancient hills surround the capital like weathered fortresses, their barren slopes glowing beneath harsh Afghan sunlight and drifting desert wind. The Kabul River cuts weakly through the valley, bordered by crowded markets, mud brick neighborhoods, and centuries of layered civilization. Narrow bazaars pulse with movement and color, where merchants sell saffron, carpets, hammered copper, dried fruit, and hand-woven fabrics beneath faded awnings. The scent of grilled lamb, cardamom tea, and burning charcoal drifts endlessly through labyrinths of stone alleys and timber stalls. Men gathered on the grassy fields, humming poems that had been passed down through generations of war and migration. Children laugh and race through the crowded streets and rooftops, while pigeons circle ancient mosques crowned with turquoise domes and cracked minarets. Calligraphy covers weathered walls beside caravanserais, once used by Silk Road traders crossing Central Asia's brutal mountain corridors. At sunset, the city glows beneath layers of smoke, dust, and amber light reflecting across shattered architecture and crowded streets. Kabul feels deeply scarred yet profoundly alive, preserving Afghan identity through hospitality, craftsmanship, poetry, music, memory, and the stubborn resilience of people refusing disappearance beneath the weight of history itself. Beyond the remote forests of Nuristan, Darul Aman Palace rises outside Kabul like a weathered monument, suspended between ambition, ruin, and endurance. Built during the early 20th century, the neoclassical structure once symbolized Afghanistan's vision of modernization and national identity. Its grand corridors, fractured columns, and scarred stone walls preserve echoes of conflict, fire, and political upheaval across generations. Dust drifts through cavernous halls, where shattered windows expose surrounding hills and endless Afghan skies. Restoration slowly returned dignity to the palace, reviving intricate architecture beneath layers of damage and abandonment. Darul Aman endures as a symbol of resilience and survival. Beyond the crowded valleys of Kabul, Panjshir opens through the Hindu Kush like a fortress carved from stone, river, and resistance. Emerald rivers rush violently between colossal granite cliffs shaped by glaciers, earthquakes, and centuries of mountain erosion. Stone houses stand beside roaring streams, while shepherds guide flocks across precarious alpine trails and wind-beaten ridges. Golden eagles circle high above the valley, scanning forests of pine and fractured mountain terrain below. The Panjshir River cuts through the landscape like a silver blade, fed by melting ice from the surrounding mountains. The people of Panjshir are known for their resilience, hospitality, and fierce sense of independence, carrying generations of mountain traditions through hardship and conflict. Despite the harsh terrain and long winters, communities remain deeply connected to family, honor, and the enduring rhythm of life in the highlands. Panjshir feels fiercely independent and deeply enduring, preserving Afghan mountain culture within one of Central Asia's most untamed and formidable landscapes. The Hindu Kush is a majestic mountain range stretching across Afghanistan and Pakistan, often called the backbone of Afghanistan. With snow-covered peaks rising above 4 miles, it has long served as both a natural fortress and a harsh land of survival. Throughout history, the Hindu Kush witnessed the marches of Alexander the Great, invading empires and modern wars. Its rugged terrain allowed isolated communities to develop unique cultures and traditions, shaping Afghanistan's remarkable diversity. At the same time, The glaciers and snowmelt from these mountains provide vital water sources for millions of people. To understand Afghanistan, one must first understand the Hindu Kush, because these mountains have shaped the nation's history, people, and destiny. Herat, the ancient jewel of Afghanistan, is a place where history, art, and the soul of the East meet. Once a vital city on the legendary Silk Road, Herat carries the beauty of turquoise domes, magnificent mosques, and colorful, bustling bazaars. The city is famous not only for its breathtaking architecture, but also for the resilience of its people through centuries of change and conflict. Its old streets echo with Persian poetry. The scent of saffron drifts through the air, and golden sunsets bathe the citadel of Herat in a magical glow. Herat is the cultural heart of Afghanistan, where past and present blend in perfect harmony. Mysterious, elegant, and deeply inspiring, the city remains a timeless symbol of beauty, wisdom, and enduring human spirit. Beyond the ancient artistry of Herat, Mazar-e-Sharif rises from Afghanistan's northern plains beneath vast skies and drifting desert winds. The city revolves around the Blue Mosque, a monumental sanctuary covered in luminous turquoise tiles and intricate geometric mosaics. Flocks of white pigeons circle above the shrine, while sunlight reflects across polished courtyards and towering minarets. Bustling bazaars spill through narrow streets filled with saffron, woven carpets, copperware, and the scent of spiced tea. Farmers cross the surrounding plains where fertile soil supports wheat fields, orchards, and grazing livestock beneath harsh continental climates. Mazar-e-Sharif feels ceremonial and enduring, preserving spiritual devotion, craftsmanship, and cultural identity beneath one of Afghanistan's most iconic architectural landmarks. Far beyond the crowded plains of northern Afghanistan, the Wakhan corridor stretches through the Pamir Mountains like a forgotten frontier of stone and sky. Jagged, snow-covered peaks surround narrow valleys carved by glaciers, avalanches, and violent tectonic pressure over millions of years. The Wakhan River cuts through barren highlands, where icy winds sweep endlessly across alpine grasslands and fractured cliffs. Nomadic Kyrgyz herders guide yaks through isolated mountain passes, surviving within one of Asia's harshest inhabited environments. Stone villages cling beside rivers fed by melting glaciers descending from the towering Hindu Kush and Pamir ranges. Marco Polo sheep roam across the windswept plateau, while golden eagles glide above remote valleys hidden from modern civilization. The Wakhan corridor feels timeless and untamed, preserving ancient mountain cultures within one of the world's most isolated landscapes. Beyond the frozen isolation of the Wakhan corridor, Nuristan emerges beneath dense cedar forests and towering mountains hidden deep within eastern Afghanistan. Violent rivers cut through narrow valleys where steep cliffs and heavy snowfall isolate villages for months each winter. Wooden homes cling precariously to mountainsides, their carved balconies reflecting centuries of distinct architectural tradition and survival. The forests shelter wolves, black bears, and snow leopards moving silently through mist-covered alpine terrain and ancient pine groves. Nuristani communities preserve unique languages, music, and oral traditions shaped by generations of mountain isolation and tribal identity. Terraced fields stretch beside roaring rivers, fed by glacial melt descending from the Hindu Kush peaks. Nuristan feels mysterious and untouched, preserving one of Afghanistan's most remote cultures within a raw landscape of forest, stone, and mountain silence. Afghanistan remains raw and untamed. Ancient mountains still dominate the horizon. Harsh winds sweep across deserts, valleys, and fractured stone villages. Nomadic shepherds cross dangerous ridges beneath colossal peaks and endless skies. Ancient bazaars still breathe with saffron, poetry, copper, and smoke. From Bandi Amir to the Wakhan corridor, every landscape carries memory, endurance, and survival. This is a land shaped by silence, isolation, and history carved into stone. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this journey touched you. Ethiopia, a country shaped by deep history and enduring resilience. For thousands of years, its people have chosen to confront and master this land with strength and determination, despite geological instability, intense heat, erosion, and shifting terrain. Heat rises from deep beneath the Earth's crust. Mineral-rich deposits push to the surface in vivid, striking colors. On this land, identity is not abstract. It is visible, carried on the body, expressed through ritual, and reinforced through daily practice. Even the boundary between human and nature is no longer fixed. It is narrowed, regulated, and maintained with precision until distinction collapses. This is Ethiopia, a land defined by identity, shaped by history, and sustained through enduring resilience. The Omo Valley extends as a stark, untamed corridor where time holds its ground. Along the silt-heavy banks of the Omo River, more than 20 indigenous tribes endure in near unchanged form, their identities shaped by isolation and sustained through cycles of heat, dust, and seasonal floods. Here, culture is not preserved, it is maintained with precision, lived without interruption. The Mercy carve identity into flesh, stretching lower lips with clay plates that widen over years, transforming bone and skin into monolithic symbols of status and endurance. Each disc demands gradual force, a slow negotiation between pain and permanence, until the human face becomes an architectural surface. Among the Hamar, adulthood is not declared but proven through motion. Young men sprint across the arched backs of cattle, barefoot, balancing on a living, shifting bridge of muscle and horn. Failure fractures honor, success binds lineage. The ritual compresses risk, balance, and communal memory into a single, precarious passage. The Karo sculpt the body as canvas. White chalk, red ochre, and charcoal trace geometric patterns across torsos and faces, designs that amplify musculature, distort symmetry, and weaponize visibility. Ornament is not decoration but coded language, signaling rank, vitality, and readiness within a harsh ecological theater. Across the valley, materials remain elemental. Gourds, beads, metals, and hides assemble into intricate adornments, each piece hand-shaped, each surface bearing the imprint of terrain and resource scarcity. No industrial repetition, no uniformity, only variation driven by environment, technique, and inherited knowledge. Culture here is constructed like terrain itself, layered, adaptive, and relentlessly exposed to extremes. Generations encode these cycles into ritual, embedding geography into the human form, until identity and landscape become indistinguishable, fused under sun and unyielding geological pressure. The Danakil Depression collapses below sea level into a volatile basin of fire and salt, where the earth fractures into fields of acid and mineral, and heat surges beyond survivable limits. This is one of the hottest inhabited regions on Earth, where temperatures exceed 50 degrees Celsius. At Dalol, geothermal pressure forces mineral-rich water upward through fractured crust. Sulfur, iron, and salt oxidize instantly upon exposure, forming hypersaturated pools in neon yellow, toxic green, and corrosive orange. These formations are unstable, their chemistry constantly shifting, dissolving, and rebuilding the crust in continuous reaction. Nearby, Erta Ale sustains a permanent lava lake, one of the few on the planet. Molten basalt circulates within an open crater, its surface breaking and reforming as trapped gases escape from below. The Afar interpret this volatile furnace as a gateway to the underworld, where the Earth's interior remains exposed and active. Yet within this extreme environment, extraction continues with controlled precision. The salt itself forms through relentless evaporation. Seasonal waters flood shallow basins, then vanish under unbroken sun, leaving behind dense crystalline layers that thicken year after year. This cycle repeats with mechanical consistency, generating one of the most extreme natural production systems on the planet. No machinery, only heat, pressure, and time. The Afar cut rectangular slabs directly from hardened ground, using simple tools, shaping each block through repetitive, controlled strikes. These formations, known as white gold, are loaded onto camel caravans and transported across vast In the Danakil Depression, the basin lies more than 100 meters below sea level, intensifying heat retention and evaporation rates. Surface temperatures of the ground can exceed air temperature, accelerating crystallization. Salt extraction follows a seasonal schedule tied to flood cycles, with peak activity during drier months. Caravans can stretch for kilometers, forming one of the last large-scale manual trade systems, where volume, distance, and labor remain strictly limited by environmental constraints. Harar rises behind fortified walls, a dense, ancient Islamic city where over 80 mosques compress into a labyrinth of stone and shadow. By day, it is austere and enclosed. By night, its boundaries dissolve into something far more primal, where humans and predators converge. Encircled by fortified stone walls built in the 16th century, the city compresses space into a dense network of passageways barely wide enough for two bodies to pass. Over 80 mosques punctuate this confined grid, their minarets rising above flat rooftops, anchoring a rhythm of ritual that has persisted for centuries. The architecture is defensive and inward-facing, designed to contain, to conceal, to control movement through restriction. Beyond these walls, the ecosystem mutates and the boundary collapses under the weight of the wild. Each night, hyenas move toward familiar points along the edge of the city, following a pattern established over generations. Local residents carry pieces of meat and approach with measured intent, maintaining a precise distance, close enough to sustain the interaction, yet controlled enough to manage risk without breaking the fragile trust built over time. The meat is placed on sticks, sometimes even held between human teeth, creating a moment of direct, calculated proximity. This act is not merely feeding, it is ritual. For the people here, hyenas are not simply scavengers. They are seen as agents that absorb malevolent forces, consuming what is unseen, unwanted, and potentially harmful. At the same time, this practice reinforces a controlled familiarity. By sustaining this interaction, the animals remain accustomed to human presence, reducing the likelihood of aggressive encounters or deeper intrusion into the city's interior. It is neither domestication nor dominance, but a structured coexistence where belief, necessity, and survival converge into a single, deliberate act. Located in the highlands of northern Ethiopia, Lalibela is a complex of 11 monolithic churches carved directly into volcanic rock during the 12th, 13th centuries under King Lalibela. The site was developed as a symbolic religious center, often described as a representation of Jerusalem. The churches were constructed using a subtractive method, where rock was removed from the top downward to create entire structures from a single block. Each church is isolated by deep trenches and connected through a network of tunnels and narrow passageways. Interiors, facades, and structural elements were all shaped from the same mass of stone. Beta Georgis, the most well-known structure, is carved in the shape of a cross and descends below ground level with its roof aligned to the surface. The precision of layout and structural stability suggests advanced planning and understanding of geology, despite the absence of documented blueprints or modern tools. Drainage systems and water channels indicate effective environmental adaptation, allowing the site to endure over centuries. Lalibela remains an active center of worship within the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Religious practices follow long-established traditions with clearly defined rules and symbolism. Visitors and worshippers are required to dress modestly. Women typically wear a white shawl known as a netela, and all individuals remove their shoes before entering sacred spaces. Each church is believed to house a tablet, a sacred replica of the Ark of the Covenant, representing the presence of God. As a result, physical contact with church surfaces, such as kissing walls or doorways, is a common devotional act. During religious services, participants wear white garments symbolizing purity. Rituals involve extended periods of chanting and prayer. Clergy often use long prayer staffs to support themselves during prolonged standing. Blessings are received by kissing crosses or religious texts presented by priests. Religious belief at Lalibela extends beyond formal rituals. Holy water is widely regarded as having healing properties, and pilgrimage remains a central practice, especially during major religious festivals. The site reflects a continuous integration of architecture, ritual, and belief within a unified religious environment. Lake Tana expands in quiet magnitude, the primordial source of the Blue Nile, where a continental artery begins. Across its surface, more than 30 islands and peninsulas function as isolated religious sites. Many host monasteries established between the 13th and 17th centuries, constructed with concentric layouts using stone, earth, and timber. Forest cover acts as a protective barrier, limiting visibility and reducing external interference. Access is often restricted by doctrine. Some monasteries enforce gender-based exclusion, imposing a complete ban on women. Within these structures, time is arrested through preservation. Manuscripts, handwritten on animal parchment, contain biblical texts layered with centuries of interpretation. Ink derived from soot, iron compounds, and plant extracts. Low light levels, combined with thick walls and limited airflow, slow material degradation. Handling follows strict protocols, minimizing contact and exposure. Religious paintings cover the interiors symbolic and saturated in color. Figures are rendered with frontal orientation, enlarged eyes, and compressed perspective. These images function as doctrine, maintaining consistency rather than adapting to external artistic influence. Architecture reinforces isolation. Thick walls stabilize interior conditions. Narrow entrances regulate movement. Minimal light limits exposure. Sound is absorbed, contained, reshaped into low reverberations that merge with ritual. Water defines separation across Lake Tana. Movement depends on small, narrow boats following fixed routes shaped by wind direction, shallow zones, and submerged vegetation. Navigation is not freely adjusted. It is constrained by long-established paths that remain consistent over time. Shorelines and islands are not uniformly accessible. Variations in water depth, sediment buildup, and seasonal fluctuation create natural barriers. During periods of lower water levels, certain routes become impassable, further isolating specific monastery and settlements. As the source of the Blue Nile, Lake Tana operates as both a connector and a boundary. While it enables controlled movement between points, it simultaneously maintains separation by limiting speed, capacity, and accessibility. Ethiopia stands as a complete system shaped by pressure, precision, and permanence. Every structure, every movement, every ritual emerges as a direct response to these conditions, refined through repetition and preserved with discipline. Nothing is random, nothing is excess. Human identity is not separate from this environment. It is constructed by it. The body, the built space, and the surrounding terrain operate as interconnected elements within a single, controlled framework. Even the boundary between the natural and the human is no longer fixed, but continuously negotiated and maintained. This is Ethiopia, where extremes are not resisted, but absorbed and structured. A place defined not by adaptation alone, but by transformation under relentless geological and cultural force. Welcome to Hormuz. A journey from within the very bones of the earth itself. Harsh, precarious, untamed. Discover one of the most singular and surreal landscapes on the planet. A land shaped by salt, fire, and time, where red beaches stain the shore and valleys unfold in impossible color. Here, people endure with the land, turning mineral-rich soil into sustenance and reading the sea through instinct passed across generations. Life does not escape this terrain. It grows from it, fragile, resilient, and inseparable from stone and tide. In this shifting world, survival becomes memory, practice, and quiet defiance against time. This is not just a destination. This is Hormuz, felt, endured, and understood. A shoreline where the earth itself turns to blood. This is Red Beach of Hormuz. Silence. Grain by grain, the land dissolves into the sea. A coast unraveling into crimson. An ancient rupture, a monolithic surge of mineral and time. Iron exposed, unshielded, unyielding. A landscape not shaped, but revealed. Here, the land exhales color. Hematite saturates every particle of sand, staining the tides as they advance and retreat. Each wave pulls red into the water, dispersing it in fleeting veils before the sea reclaims it. The shoreline refuses permanence. It shifts, erodes, reforms, precarious, raw, untamed. Beneath it lies a salt diapir, ancient halite, forced upward through weaker rock by relentless pressure. Over millions of years, buried minerals surfaced, folding iron, clay, and sulfur into exposed layers. What appears otherworldly is simply geology laid bare, an unfiltered cross-section of the Earth's interior. Life does not resist this terrain, yields to it. Mineral-rich soil becomes sustenance. Red earth is gathered, refined, transformed into spice, consumed as part of continuity rather than exception. Along the coast, fishermen read the water through instinct, tracing where color thins, where depth begins, where movement hides beneath the surface. Nothing here remains still. Wind carves, heat fractures, moisture binds and dissolves. The ground itself exists in cycles, subtle, constant, unending. And within that instability, something endures. Red Beach is not defined by color alone, but by what that color records. Time compressed into matter, survival embedded into ritual. Here, existence is not imposed upon the land. It is negotiated with it. The red eventually fades from view. What remains is understanding that even the most volatile ground can sustain life when it is not conquered but understood. From that red, the land unfolds further. Color does not end at the shore. It ascends. It fractures. It multiplies. It A valley carved not by a single force, but by convergence. Layer upon layer, exposed without mercy. Pigments colliding in bands of impossible contrast. Here, the terrain becomes a spectrum written in stone. Iron oxides burn in crimson and rust. Copper traces green through exposed ridges, and clay minerals settle into muted violets and pale blues. Each hue is not aesthetic, but chemical evidence, mineral signatures preserved through immense geological time. The valley forms within the same salt diapir system. Ancient halite forced upward through weaker rock lifts buried layers into view. Erosion refines the exposure. Wind strips softer sediment. Sudden floods carve channels through brittle strata. Sunlight hardens what remains, fixing color into stark, unblended clarity. Nothing merges, everything resists harmony. Ridges rise like torn fabric across the terrain. Slopes collapse without warning. Fine grains shift beneath pressure, making every step uncertain. The ground feels unstable, suspended between formation and decay, never fully settled. Yet, movement persists within this instability. Paths appear through repetition, not design. Those who cross this valley move with precision, reading texture, slope, and color as indicators of stability. Knowledge here is not recorded. It is inherited through experience, refined across generations. Heat radiates from mineral surfaces, carrying the scent of dust and salt through still air. Sound fades quickly, absorbed by fractured geometry. Distance distorts itself, expanding and collapsing within the layered terrain. Rainbow Valley is not spectacle, it is exposure, a convergence of pressure, time, and erosion made visible in pure form. Each layer holds a fragment of the Earth's interior, forced upward and revealed without concealment. And like the red shoreline before it, this valley does not exist for permanence. It exists as process, unfixed, unresolved, and continuously becoming. As color fractures into form, the land begins to hold its shape. Nothing here was carved with intention, yet everything stands as if it were. Forms emerge from absence. Mass holds against collapse. Silhouettes gather where material refused to fall. A landscape shaped by loss, not creation. This is the Valley of Statues. Here, erosion becomes architecture. Towers of rock stand isolated across the terrain, carved not by design, but by time and resistance. Softer layers have long since given way, stripped by wind and sudden rain, leaving behind vertical remnants, columns, arches, distorted figures suspended between formation and collapse. Each structure is defined by what is missing. The valley is built from sedimentary layers lifted by salt-driven forces deep beneath the island. Over time, differential erosion sculpts the terrain. Harder rock endures, while weaker material disintegrates. What remains appears deliberate, almost constructed, yet no guiding force shaped it. From one angle, a towering mass resembles a sentinel. From another, it fractures into abstraction. Light moves across rough surfaces, stretching shadows, deepening voids, transforming solid rock into shifting perception. Wind governs everything. It threads through narrow corridors, carrying abrasive grains that wear against exposed stone. Over centuries, this constant friction sharpens edges, hollows surfaces, and refines contours. The process is slow, but absolute. Still, presence persists. Movement through the valley is measured. Paths form through repetition, not planning. Those who pass between these structures read the terrain with restraint, aware that stability here is temporary, never guaranteed. The air grows dense within these formations. Sound lingers, then disappears. Distance compresses between towering shapes, creating enclosure within an otherwise open expanse. The Valley of Statues is not a monument. It is a moment. A fleeting balance between resistance and erosion, where stone holds its form just long enough to resemble intention, before returning, inevitably, to dust. From exposed stone, the island withdraws inward, into a space where pressure becomes silence. Darkness gathers before form reveals itself. Light fractures along unseen surfaces. Space contracts, then opens without warning. A world not carved, but lifted from within. This is the Salt Goddess Cave. Here, the island reveals its hidden core. The cave exists within a massive salt diapir, ancient halite forced upward through surrounding rock by immense geological pressure. Unlike limestone caverns shaped by water, this space is extruded. Salt rises, folds, and stretches, creating voids between its own contorted layers. The walls hold movement frozen in time. Crystalline surfaces ripple in solid waves, translucent in places, catching and scattering the faintest light. Veins of white, amber, and pale rose cut through the structure, iron, clay, and mineral residue suspended within the salt, like preserved currents. Every surface records a force that has not yet ended. Moisture reshapes everything. Condensation forms along the ceiling, dissolving salt grain by grain before it falls and reforms. Stalactites emerge not from accumulation, but from erosion and recrystallization. The cave is not stable. It is in constant transition. Sound fades into the structure. It softens, absorbed by mineral surfaces, returning only as distant echoes. Movement becomes deliberate. Each step fractures crystals beneath, shifting the ground without resistance. And still, passage continues. Those who enter move with restraint, guided by familiarity rather than control. The space demands awareness, not dominance. The air is dense with mineral presence, cool, enclosed, suspended outside the instability above. Time stretches here, caught between formation and dissolution. The Salt Goddess Cave is not emptiness. It is pressure made visible, a hidden interior of the earth, forced upward and revealed in silence, where matter refuses permanence and remains suspended in continuous becoming. From the silent interior of salt, the island rises again, this time shaped not by pressure, but by those who remain. Footsteps return to the surface. Voices echo through narrow corridors. Lives unfold within walls, shaped by heat and wind. A settlement defined not by structures, but by people. This is Laft Village. Here, survival is carried in memory. Wind towers, badgers, draw air into homes, but it is human understanding that gives them meaning. Generations have learned how to build with the wind, not against it, shaping spaces that breathe with the environment. Knowledge is not written, it is lived. Fishermen move before dawn, reading tides through subtle changes in water and light. Their routes shift with seasons, guided by instinct refined over lifetimes. Nets are cast not by chance, but by an awareness inherited, practiced, repeated. Water is gathered with care. Tala wells descend into the earth, storing rain in quiet reservoirs. Their construction reflects patience and foresight, an understanding that survival depends not on abundance, but on timing. And within the village, people hold the rhythm of place. Movement follows the sun. Work begins in cool hours, pauses under heat, resumes as light softens. Conversations gather in shaded spaces where air circulates and time slows. Life is not rushed. It is measured against the environment itself. Families remain close to the land. Skills pass through observation, not instruction. Children learn by watching, by repeating, by inhabiting the same patterns that sustain those before them. Culture is not preserved, it continues. Laughter exists through its people, not as individuals separate from the land, but as part of it, adapting, enduring, refining. There is no separation between life and environment here, only alignment. And in that alignment, something persists, not just survival, but identity shaped quietly over generations. Hormuz is not defined by its colors, its minerals, or even its rarity. It is defined by the quiet resilience of those who remain. On an island where the land is unstable, where resources are scarce, and where nature offers no guarantees, life continues, not through force, but through understanding. Generation after generation, people here have chosen to stay in conversation with their environment, shaping a way of life that asks not for control, but for balance. Hormuz reminds us of something easily forgotten. Survival is not always about overcoming the world, but learning how to exist within it. And perhaps that is its greatest lesson. That even in the most unforgiving places, beauty is not just something you see, it is something you live. Long after the colors fade from memory, it is this quiet harmony between people and land that endures. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this journey touched you. For centuries, the Amazon has been described as the lungs of the earth. But beneath that image exists an entire world shaped by survival, memory, and adaptation. Hidden beneath the canopy are rivers that flow through the sky, predators that move almost invisibly through flooded forests, and indigenous communities that have lived with the rhythms of this ecosystem for thousands of years. Nothing here exists alone. Every species, every river, and every cycle of life is connected through a system powerful enough to sustain an entire continent. The Amazon is not just a rainforest. It is one of the last places where the relationship between humans and nature can still be seen at its rawest scale. Flying rivers are one of the most important natural systems sustaining life across the Amazon and much of South America. Rather than flowing on the ground, these rivers exist in the atmosphere, formed through the massive release of moisture from the rainforest itself. Each large tree in the Amazon can release more than 1,000 liters of water vapor into the air every day through transpiration. Across the entire forest, this process generates around 20 billion tons of moisture daily, creating vast airborne corridors of humidity. These moisture flows travel across the continent. These atmospheric rivers eventually return as rainfall across vast regions of South America. Much of the rain falling over the Amazon is recycled moisture generated by the forest itself, rather than coming directly from the ocean. Without this continuous cycle of evaporation and rainfall, large parts of the rainforest would gradually dry out and lose the conditions needed to sustain life. Near the city of Manaus in Brazil, two massive rivers meet and flow side by side without immediately mixing, creating one of the most unusual natural phenomena on Earth. The Rio Negro appears almost black, colored by organic material from decomposing forest vegetation. Its water is warmer, more acidic, and flows relatively slowly. Beside it, the Rio Solimões carries a muddy brown color from sediment transported down from the Andes Mountains. This river is colder by around 6 degrees Celsius, flows nearly twice as fast, and has a much more neutral pH level. Because of these differences in temperature, density, speed, and chemical composition. The two rivers maintain a visible boundary for nearly 6 kilometers before eventually blending together. The scale of the Amazon system itself is equally difficult to comprehend. The river releases more than 200,000 cubic meters of water into the Atlantic Ocean every second, accounting for nearly 1/5 of all fresh water flowing across Earth's surface. At its widest point near the mouth, the river stretches over 300 kilometers across, with enough force to push fresh water far into the Atlantic Ocean. In 1500, members of the expedition led by Spanish explorer Vicente Yáñez Pinzón reported being able to collect and drink fresh water far out in the Atlantic Ocean before even seeing the South American coastline. This reflected the extraordinary scale and force of the Amazon River. And this immense flow of water has helped sustain one of the most biologically diverse ecosystems on Earth, where some of the rainforest's most extraordinary predators continue to survive. Among them is the harpy eagle, the most powerful bird of prey in the Amazon rainforest. With a wingspan reaching up to 2 meters, it is also the largest eagle in the Americas. Its talons can grow over 13 centimeters long, strong enough to crush the skull of prey instantly. Harpy eagles hunt from the highest trees, diving through the forest at speeds of around 80 kilometers per hour, while remaining almost completely silent. Unlike many eagles that hunt fish, they specialize in tree-dwelling mammals such as monkeys and sloths. They reproduce slowly, raising only one chick every 2 to 3 years and relying on untouched primary forest for nesting. In the wild, harpy eagles have almost no natural predators other than humans. Deep within the Amazon rainforest lives the jaguar, the largest big cat in the Americas and the undisputed apex predator of this ecosystem. Its spotted coat blends almost perfectly into the shifting light beneath the canopy, allowing it to remain nearly invisible inside the dense forest. Any animal activity attracts the jaguar's attention. He weighs up whether it could become his next victim. Jaguars will eat everything from fish to deer. He spends most of his time moving silently along the riverbanks, where animals regularly gather to drink, rest, or cross the water. This time, he spots something near the surface, a caiman edging close to the shore. Caimans are not the largest crocodilians, but they possess an incredible bite force. This is a formidable opponent. The jaguar lowers his body, placing each step carefully. Slow, silent, the distance closes. Then, in just seconds, he launches forward with explosive power. Unlike most predators that rely on a prolonged struggle, jaguars kill almost instantly, delivering a bite so powerful it can pierce straight through a caiman's skull in a single strike. After the brutal battle, the jaguar drags his hard-won prize onto the bank, slips back into the dense forest, and slowly enjoys the reward of the hunt. For many indigenous communities, the jaguar is more than a predator. It is seen as a spiritual presence closely connected to the power and consciousness of the rainforest itself. But beneath the rainforest canopy, survival is not shaped by predators alone. Hidden among roots, leaves, and fallen wood, smaller creatures maintain systems just as ruthless in their own scale. Bullet ants are feared by most creatures in the rainforest because of their powerful defense and extremely painful venom. With a body nearly 1 inch long, this species possesses one of the most painful stings on the Schmidt Pain Index. The pain is often described as waves of fire lasting for hours. For the Sate Mawe tribe, however, this pain carries a different meaning. During initiation rituals, young boys place their hands into gloves filled with bullet ants and endure repeated stings for at least 10 minutes to prove endurance and mental strength. If bullet ants represent raw power, leafcutter ants represent discipline and complex industrial organization. They function like a massive biological machine. Worker ants can carry leaf fragments many times heavier than their own body weight, transporting them into enormous underground colonies. These leaves are not eaten directly. Instead, they are used to grow a specialized fungus that serves as the main food source for the entire colony. This agricultural system has existed for millions of years, long before humans developed farming. Within a single colony, millions of ants perform highly specialized roles, sustaining one of the most complex social systems found in the rainforest. Beyond the dense rainforest, life begins to adapt not to trees and soil, but to water that constantly shifts and expands with the changing seasons. Boto dolphins are not born pink. They begin life with gray skin and gradually turn pink as they age. According to local legend, the Boto can transform into a handsome man dressed in white, enter riverside villages, seduce women during festivals, and disappear again before sunrise. Children with unknown fathers are often referred to as children of the Boto. During the rainy season, when river levels rise more than 10 meters, Botos move deep into flooded forests to hunt between submerged trees. Their teeth serve two different functions. The front teeth are used to grip prey, while the back teeth are designed to crush the hard shells of crabs and turtles. To rest while still returning to the surface for air, Botos are able to let one half of their brain sleep while the other half remains awake. For centuries, environments like these were believed to be shaped almost entirely by nature. But scattered beneath the forest and along its rivers, evidence began to reveal a very different history. One of the clearest signs of this is terra preta, an unusually fertile black soil created by pre-Columbian societies between roughly 450 BC and 950 AD. Rather than forming naturally, it was produced by mixing charcoal, pottery fragments, fish bones, ash, and organic waste into the nutrient-poor rainforest soil. As a result, terra preta became 2 to 3 times more fertile than surrounding soil and was even capable of regenerating over time. Today, this soil is estimated to cover between 3 and 10% of the Amazon basin, often concentrated along major rivers, suggesting that dense human settlements once existed throughout the rainforest. The Amazon also functions much like a vast cultivated garden rather than a completely untouched forest. Plants such as cacao and various nut trees became widely distributed with human assistance, gradually turning large parts of the rainforest into a long-term and sustainable food reserve. Centuries later, another resource hidden within the forest would draw global attention back to the Amazon once again. This time, the transformation arrived with industry, extraction, and unprecedented wealth. The wealth of Manaus came from the Pará rubber tree, Hevea brasiliensis. When the bark was cut, it released a white latex that could be processed into rubber. During the industrial era, rubber became an essential material for manufacturing tires, pipes, seals, and insulation for telegraph cables. Because the Amazon held a monopoly over this resource, money flowed into the region at an extraordinary speed, allowing rubber barons to live in extreme luxury. The clearest symbol of this prosperity was the Teatro Amazonas. Built entirely with imported European materials, the Opera House stood as an almost surreal display of wealth, surrounded by dense jungle. However, the wealth of Manaus was built on the suffering of indigenous people. Tens of thousands were enslaved, tortured, and killed during rubber extraction. It is estimated that between 90 and 99% of the indigenous population died from violence and diseases such as smallpox and measles after contact with Europeans. The collapse came suddenly in 1876, when British explorer Henry Wickham secretly smuggled around 70,000 rubber seeds out of the Amazon. They were later cultivated in Southeast Asia, where organized plantations produced cheaper rubber and destroyed the Amazon's monopoly. Manaus quickly fell into decline. Today, the Amazon basin is home to more than 300 indigenous groups, speaking dozens of different language families across the rainforest. Many communities maintain remarkably detailed knowledge of the environment, able to identify hundreds of plant species and track river systems, seasonal floods, and wind patterns through oral tradition passed down over generations. Life is closely adapted to the rainforest itself. Some groups build elevated homes to avoid flooding, travel mainly by canoe, and use natural pigments from forest fruits to paint their bodies. Food often comes directly from the surrounding ecosystem, including fish, cassava, fruits, and hunted animals. They often hunt using blow darts coated with poison extracted from toxic rainforest frogs, or paddle through narrow river channels in dugout canoes to catch fish hiding beneath submerged roots and flooded vegetation. However, more than 100 uncontacted indigenous groups are still believed to exist in Brazil. For many of them, isolation is a deliberate choice shaped by historical memories of violence, slavery, and disease during the rubber boom era. Illegal gold mining has poisoned rivers with mercury, affecting both wildlife and indigenous communities. Record droughts and rising water temperatures have already caused mass deaths among aquatic species. At the same time, human-made fires release enormous amounts of carbon that the forest spent thousands of years storing. And yet, the Amazon continues trying to keep itself alive. The forest still generates massive atmospheric rivers that carry moisture across South America. Nutrients are constantly recycled through fallen leaves, roots, fungi, and flood cycles, allowing life to regenerate with extraordinary speed. Even the ancient terra preta soil created by early civilizations continues to restore fertility centuries after its creators disappeared. Every species remains part of this larger system. Harpy eagles still patrol the canopy. Jaguars continue moving silently through flooded forests. Leafcutter ants recycle tons of vegetation every year, while pink river dolphins navigate submerged forests during seasonal floods. Together, they form an interconnected network that has sustained the rainforest for millions of years. The Amazon is still fighting to survive, but its resilience is not infinite. The future of this forest may ultimately depend on whether humanity understands one simple reality. As long as the Amazon continues to breathe, so do we. Stop. This place should not exist. It feels primordial. Here, the earth convulses with quiet violence. Ground radiates heat, dry, relentless, unyielding. Mountain chains surge upward, born from collisions older than memory itself. Deserts unravel into vast, scarred expanses, carved by winds that never rest. Iran is not shaped by history. It is forged by pressure, fracture, fire, and time. Long before empires rose, tectonic force lifted, broke, and scorched this land. Beneath every city, a harsher truth endures. Survival here is not assumed. It is learned through stone, heat, and altitude. This is not a crossroads of civilizations. It is a living theater of the planet. This is Iran. At the foot of Sahand, Kandovan rises like a petrified swarm. Cone-shaped towers of volcanic stone, each one hollowed into shelter, each one still alive. The geology, a village carved straight into the frozen violence of an ancient eruption. Kandavan's power begins in catastrophe. The rock here was born from Sahand's pyroclastic flows, layers of ash, pumice, and volcanic fragments compressed into soft ignimbrite, more than 100 meters thick in places. Time did the first cutting. Water erosion opened grooves and narrow passages, isolating the mass into steep, tapering cones. Human hands completed the assault, excavating chambers deep into the stone and turning erosion itself into architecture. These dwellings, known locally as Karahan, are not decorative curiosities. They are engineered voids inside porous rock, spaces shaped by necessity, insulation, and topography. Many units rise across multiple levels, with stairways, storage cavities, and living rooms pressed into the interior of the cone. Entrances often face south to catch warmth and light, while the surrounding stone tempers extremes, holding coolness in summer and shelter in winter. But what makes Kandavan extraordinary lies not only in its geology, how humans stepped into that cold heart of stone and transformed it into a home. Legend has it that 7 centuries ago, to escape the brutal advance of Mongol invaders, the first settlers fled to this valley. They realized the only way to survive was not to confront, but to vanish into nature. A unique feature of this volcanic material is its temperature regulation. Incredibly warm in winter, yet naturally cool like air conditioning in summer. Though tourism has grown, the soul of the village still lies with the diligent elders and the deep Middle Eastern hospitality. The people of Kandovan may not be wealthy in a material sense, but they possess a luxury we have lost, an absolute connection to their roots and where they belong. Kandovan is what happens when eruption, erosion, and human endurance lock into a single form. It is neither cave nor village alone, but a monolithic act of adaptation. Masule clings to the green mountains of northern Iran like a village suspended between earth and cloud. Its ochre houses climb the slope in impossible layers, where one roof becomes another path, and the mountain dictates every wall, stair, terrace, and fragile line of human survival carved into mist and stone. Masule is not a village placed on a mountain. Here, the roof of one house becomes the courtyard of another, and the mountain itself dictates every line, every threshold, every precarious step carved into stone. It is a settlement absorbed by gradient, rain, fog, and rock. Built high in the Alborz range of Gilan, it rises in steep terraces where architecture replaces streets with roofs, stairways, and narrow ledges. Every house is locked into the slope with severe precision. The roof of one home becomes the courtyard of the next, creating a vertical anatomy of movement where life unfolds upward instead of outward. Its yellow clay facades are not merely beautiful. They are practical, stark, and unmistakable against the dense mountain mist. Walls, balconies, wooden frames, and stone foundations are arranged to resist moisture, weight, and relentless terrain. Nothing here feels ornamental. Everything answers the mountain's pressure. Nature in Masule is not just scenery, it is a part of its breath. No engines, no industrial rush. Masula only has footsteps, the rhythmic clip-clop of donkey bells, and the whisper of the mountain wind. There is a story of the women here, spending their days weaving colorful handicrafts, not just to sell, but to keep the village vibrant amidst the mist. The people of Masula have a wondrous love for flowers. Vibrant geraniums are always placed on windowsills, like a warm greeting to any traveler passing over their rooftop. The locals treat the mist like an old friend. This is a tiered world, half real and half dream, where every turn seems to hide another spectacle behind the mist. Palangan pours down the mountains of Iranian Kurdistan like a village sculpted by gravity itself. Stone houses descend the valley in dense, uneven tiers, so tightly bound to the slope that the settlement feels less built than fused into the rock. Below, the river cuts through shadow, feeding a landscape both severe and startlingly alive. Palangan exists by the logic of the mountain. Set within a narrow valley of cliffs, springs, and running water, the village rises in stacked terraces of stone, timber, and packed earth. One roof becomes the walkway for the house above it. Stairways, ledges, and walls do not resist the terrain. They submit to it. Everything is shaped by incline, pressure, and the need to hold life in a place where flat ground is almost absent. The architecture feels raw, ancient, and exact, as if the mountain itself had been carved into habitation. Nature gives Palangan its other force. Water moves constantly through this hard landscape, slipping through channels, feeding orchards, dropping over rock, and softening the harshness of the valley without erasing it. Green slopes rise beyond the stone. The air feels colder, sharper, more elemental. In spring, the village seems suspended between cliff and garden, between fortress and refuge. Nature in Palangan is not a backdrop. It is the pulse inside the settlement. The people of Palangan complete that pulse. Kurdish life here carries the weight of inheritance. Communal rhythms, mountain paths, livestock, gatherings, and traditions shaped by altitude and endurance. There is also an older story embedded in the place, with memories of fortification and settlement stretching deep into the past. That history still clings to the valley like mist on stone. Palangan does not feel temporary. It feels carried forward by generations who learn to live with rock, water, and hardship as permanent companions. Abiana burns quietly into the mountains of central Iran, a red village clinging to the slope beneath the barren heights of the Caucasus Range. Its houses, built from iron-rich clay, glow with a deep, rust-colored intensity, as if the earth itself had been lifted, carved, and stacked into a human settlement. Abiane is a village shaped by altitude, isolation, and material honesty. Set high above the surrounding plain, it rises in compact tiers where mud brick walls, wooden lattice windows, and narrow alleys follow the hard geometry of the mountain. The red clay is its defining visual force, drawn from the soil itself and pressed into architecture that feels both fragile and enduring. Against the pale mountain light, the entire settlement appears almost incandescent, a cluster of raw mineral forms resisting wind, dryness, and time. Yet the real power of Abiane lies beyond structure. What makes Abiane truly distinct is not its architecture, but the people still living within that layer of memory. Elderly women wrap themselves in bright, floral headscarves. These vibrant patterns stand out against the deep red walls like small flickers of fire. The village men maintain their traditional dress, simple and weathered in a way that feels entirely natural. Everything is exactly as it should be. Then come the smaller details. On the old wooden doors, Two knockers produce two different sounds, one for men, one for women. By the sound alone, those inside know who is standing at the door. A simple convention, yet enough to show that this place still operates through habits passed down across many generations. Abiyane does not feel preserved. It feels inhabited by continuity. Abiyane does not simply endure. It lives through its people. Their faces, clothing, gestures, and rhythms transform this red mountain village into something far more powerful than an ancient settlement. They make it feel tender, luminous, and unforgettable, a place where beauty is not only built, but carried, worn, and quietly protected across time. Coming to eastern Iran, within South Khorasan province, near the Afghan border, Mahunik lies nestled amidst a dry, remote land, fractured by rocky hills. Its low mud houses sink into the earth, their doorways unnaturally small, their proportions unsettling, as if the village was shaped for a different kind of human existence, carved out of isolation and survival. Mahunik is defined by scarcity. Located in South Khorasan near the Afghan border, this village exists within one of the harshest dry landscapes in Iran, where water is limited, vegetation is minimal, and survival depends on precision rather than abundance. The architecture reflects this constraint with brutal honesty. Houses are built low, compact, and inward, using sun-dried mud brick that blends almost seamlessly with the surrounding soil. Walls are thick, openings are narrow, and interiors are deliberately reduced in scale to conserve heat, resist wind, and minimize exposure. The small doorways and low ceilings are not accidental. They are responses to environment, material, and a history of isolation that shaped both body and structure. For generations, the inhabitants of Mahunik were known for their shorter stature, a result often linked to limited diet and harsh living conditions. The village adapted around this reality, producing spaces that feel compressed, enclosed, and intensely human. Movement here is slowed, lowered, forced into the rhythm of the structure itself. Life in Makunik once followed strict patterns shaped by necessity and belief. There are stories of a community that lived with extreme simplicity, avoiding excess, resisting outside influence, and sustaining a closed cultural rhythm deep within the desert. Even everyday acts were measured, controlled, and tied to survival in a place where nothing could be wasted. Today, the curse of height has gradually vanished, thanks to new roads and better nutrition reaching the village. The younger generation in Makunik grows as tall as people anywhere else in the world, yet those tiny houses remain, standing as a museum of human resilience. Across Iran, these villages endure like living fragments of another world. Each village carries its own form, its own rhythm, its own silence. Carved into rock, suspended on steep slopes, gathered beside running water, preserved in red clay, or hidden on the edge of the desert, they reveal a landscape where architecture was never separate from survival. These are not ruins of the past. They are inhabited worlds, still marked by weather, by altitude, by isolation, and by the steady persistence of human life. Together, they form a different portrait of Iran, not defined by monuments or cities, but by remote settlements shaped by endurance, ingenuity, and place. And as the road moves on, these extraordinary villages remain where they have always been, weathered, watchful, and unforgettable. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this journey touched you. What if one land could hold two stories, woven together, yet never fully the same? Here, between stone and sky, Israel and Palestine are not just places on a map, but living worlds shaped by memory, identity, and the passage of time. Histories overlap, not in straight lines, but in layers, carried through voices, gestures, and everyday life. Streets echo with presence, with moments both ordinary and profound, where belonging is felt as much as it is defined. This is a land where culture does not stand apart. It lives, evolves, and endures through those who remain, holding on to who they are, even as everything around them continues to change. Faces emerge from dust and light, culture etched not in monuments, but in gesture, in voice, in the way hands break bread. In Israel, a grandmother folds memory into language, Hebrew shaped by exile, each word carrying fragments of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Markets pulse with human rhythm. A vendor calls out, laughter meets argument, identity negotiated in every exchange. Families gather beneath Sabbath light, ritual not as rule but as continuity held against time. In Palestine, a woman threads trees into fabric, patterns mapping villages that now live more in memory than place. Her hands move steadily, preserving what absence cannot erase. In courtyards, bodies stamp dabke into earth, feet striking ground, as if to say, "We are still here." Children run between stone and shadow, inheriting stories before understanding them. Here, culture lives in people, fragile, enduring, human, held together by memory, tradition, and the will to remain. Every glance, pause, and silence carries histories too heavy to fade across generations, whispered softly through breath, through absence, through presence, shaping lives that refuse to disappear. Jerusalem is more than the capital of the Jewish people for over 3,000 years. It is a city where time compresses into stone, where memory lingers in every surface. At its heart stands the Western Wall, ancient and enduring. Small slips of paper are gently pressed into its crevices, carrying whispered prayers, an unbroken ritual repeated across centuries, as if the stone itself listens. Above, the dome of the rock rises in radiant gold, not merely constructed but believed into existence, anchoring the sacred into the sky. It hovers over the city like a quiet certainty, where faith and form become inseparable. Then, life unfolds through these spaces, flowing into Mahane Yehuda Market. Here, the city exhales, vivid, restless, alive. Stalls overflow with fresh fruits, spices, and Middle Eastern delicacies, their colors and scents weaving through the air. Music drifts between narrow paths, voices overlap, and movement fills every corner. The aromas of hummus, falafel, and baklava linger, turning the market into a sensory echo of Jerusalem itself, layered, enduring, and deeply human. The Ark of the Covenant was a sacred object of striking form, acacia wood carefully shaped, overlaid with gold, its surface radiant and deliberate. Two cherubim rose from its lid, wings extended inward, framing a space believed to hold the unseen. And within it lay its deepest meaning. It carried the tablets of divine law, embodying a covenant between a people and the divine, transforming belief into physical presence. Then, in ancient Israel, the Ark moved with the people through wilderness, into battle, into ritual, guiding, unifying, anchoring identity. And yet, it vanished without trace, leaving behind only mystery, silence, and an enduring question that history cannot fully answer. And from sacred absence, the story settles into a place where presence still breathes: Bethlehem. Here, stone softens under human touch. Narrow streets curve gently between weathered, time-worn limestone walls, holding footsteps that move with quiet familiarity. Morning unfolds slowly. A baker lifts warm bread from a dark, soot-stained oven, the scent drifting through alleys like an unspoken, ancient invitation. And within homes, life gathers closely. Families sit together, voices low, hands busy, gestures passed down without instruction, shaped by generations of continuity. Women embroider intricate patterns, each thread deliberate, each color holding memory, patience, belonging. Then, the city reveals its architecture. Arched doorways, thick stone facades, and inner courtyards create spaces of shade and privacy, designed for climate and community alike. Churches rise with monolithic presence, heavy walls, low entrances, domes worn by centuries, structures built not to impress, but to endure. And in Bethlehem, architecture does not stand apart from life. It holds it, shelters it, and quietly preserves its rhythm through time. Tel Aviv pulses with radiant movement beside the shimmering Mediterranean coastline. Golden beaches stretch endlessly while laughing crowds swim, run, dance, and breathe freely. Powerful waves crash rhythmically against warm sand beneath blazing afternoon sunlight. Towering glass skyscrapers rise beside elegant Bauhaus buildings designed for openness and light. Energetic streets overflow nightly with music, spontaneous performances, colorful lights, and irresistible